Hey guys, Section of Violence here. We have another one for you. I said I was going to get more content out for you guys, and I'm a man of my word. So yeah, let's get going. We got UFC, or sorry, not UFC. We got Cage Warriors. Just yeah, making sure we're going. Cage Warriors. No, it's this one. Sorry guys, my computer is super slow right now. You have to bear with me. Okay, yeah, let's go with Simone Dixon versus Dixon. Simone Patrizzi versus Dixon first. So Patrizzi's an interesting character. He's not very good, but they're building him to win here. He's only lost to one guy, Dimitri Gerlin, who is relatively mid. He's okay, but he's pretty mid. He's beat like I think Patrizzi's good enough. Like he KO'd Zaffrari. Like he has decent wins. But for the most part, this guy's pretty mid. Diego Dixon, on the other hand, is a BJJ guy who is pretty bad. If I'm being honest, he got defeated by Teddy Stringer with ease, Lalum with ease. I don't think Patrizzi. I think Patrizzi has the takedown defense to keep it on the feet. I think he's gonna TKO Dixon, and yeah. Um, Moving on, we have Teddy Stringer versus Macon Kabashi. Kabashi. Honestly, I don't know. This one's a hard one. 6-9 record. Like you obviously got to favor that guy. I gotta go with Teddy Stringer, obviously. Teddy Stringer is just a much better fighter. Kabayashi is being brought in to lose. He's 6-9. Like there's not much else I could say about that. Obviously, there's some exceptions, very few. But 6-9 record, and if you look at the guys he's lost to, he's losing to Lee Chadwick in 2024, and he's losing to Yair Gonzalez by footlock. He's losing to. He hasn't won a fight since 2022. He's only beating bums. Come on, man. Teddy Stringer's gonna mop the floor with this guy. The only thing that worries me is the size. They weighed in today. And he's a bit bigger, but other than that, there's not really a reason to be worried about this fight. Moving on. I got Teddy Stringer here by submission. Moving on, we got Dylan Huzan versus Elvis Oliveira. Olivera is another one of those guys where it's like, why are you here? 5-6 record. Um, hasn't won a fight since 2019. Um, you know, he has a finishing upside on. Sorry, he doesn't have a finishing upside. He has some finishing ability, obviously, but other than that, I think Hazan's going to wipe the floor with him. The only thing that scares me away is that Hazan isn't exactly a world beater himself. The only thing is Hazan is definitely no. Um, he's definitely no Elvis Oliveira. I mean, he's only lost to Amir Malakpour and Colin Loughran, who I rate very highly compared to Elvis Oliveira. So I don't know. I feel like he should win this one. Doing his end will be a ground and pound, or yeah, we'll see how this one plays out. But I think Dylan Hazan wins it and covers his price, negative 1,500. So yeah, make do with that what you will. I think Hazan's the side though. Moving on, we have Nagas Kanasakis versus Leon Nauman. Nauman is, or Noman, whatever, however you say his name. He is a interesting character. He is fought again, bums. If you look at the combined record of his opponents, does it show that on here? Um, if I could do the math quick, it's we got 16, 20, 20 and 31. in the past three fights. That's the record of his opponents. So yeah, he's beating bums. It should be Leon Norman's, has faced nobody, and the one time he did face somebody that wasn't, again, Jonathan Werns is not great, but he got submitted by him. And who the heck is Jonathan Werns? Jonathan Werns is, I guess, a 4-0 German prospect. Is that German? Yeah. Okay. Fair game. And he beat Zakir Vidal. Okay, fair game. Yeah. So he lost to this guy. Okay, that's his only loss. So interesting. He's finishing all his fights. The thing with Nagas kind of suck is he only really beats bums, and I don't know. This other guy's kind of a mystery box, Leon Nauman. We'll see how he comes out. I think he's not that good. I think the odds are fair though, because Kanasaka should be like, I don't know, 1.4 probably, but negative 275, negative 250 area. I think Naglis is just gonna be too skilled for him everywhere. I think he's gonna have more tools to win, and yeah, honestly, I gotta go with Naglis here. Naglis by decision, but it's definitely a close fight. I'm not gonna touch it. Um, yeah. Moving on, we have Matteo Martignoni versus Damon Donald. Donald's an interesting one. If you look at his record, he hasn't really beat anybody. His last fought September last year. Hasn't really been active. Um, I don't really know what to make of some of his losses. He's experienced as an amateur, which I like to see, but I don't know. All I know is just some red flags. Martignoni's also, uh, in my opinion, shown some talent. So I think this is going to be a squash match for Martignoni. But the thing with Martignoni is he hasn't really beat anyone to prove his worth yet. All the guys he's beaten are bums. So I gotta go with Matteo Martignoni, but again, this isn't a confident one because again, there's a lot of unknowns with Damon Donald how he could come out. But I'm gonna go with Matteo Martignoni. He's shown me more, even though he hasn't shown me enough to where I could say this guy's a lock. Well, yeah, he should win this one. Moving on, we have Jack Claffey versus Callum Parker. Claffey should just beat this guy, man. Parker's 2-4. He is. Yeah, I used to say he fights for my money, but he's just kind of like Homer Simpson, to be honest. Like he doesn't know what he's doing. Like, he's from a great gym and everything, but he's losing to like mid-tier guys like Ryan Shelly, Redaxis Russo. Like I think Jack Claffey is a lot of things. But I don't think he is a bad fighter. I think he's just not great. Like he's mid. And I can't even give that to Callum Parker. Parker has shown me nothing in the last three fights, 2 to 3 fights. Um, yeah, I got to go with Jack Claffey here. Obviously, it's not a confident pick because, Callum Parker can make it scrappy. He can find a decision win. Who knows? Obviously, I am going to be playing this one light if I'm playing this one. But yeah, I got Claffey here. And yeah, I mean, Callum Parker's get back against the wall. Maybe he comes out like with a guns blazing performance, but I can't see it, man. I think this guy is just awful. Maybe I'm wrong. Moving on, we have Cesare Simon Kevin versus Jack Axworthy. Come on, man. 1-4. Like, what are you doing? How are you in Cage Warriors? Like I guess you're just getting fed to their prospects. But yeah, this guy's 7-0. Hasn't lost as an amateur. Lost as a pro. Spinning heel kick, KO. Like, all right, this guy's a huge prospect apparently. I'm gonna go with Jack Axworthy. The way they're building. It's gonna be a free win for Mr. Axworthy. And yeah, I just don't see the point of this fight. Like talking about this fight, sorry. I know the point of this fight is to feed Axworthy another win, but it is what it is. Moving on, we have Giuseppe Mastrogiio versus Saeed Hussein Musavi. Now, this could be an interesting one. Giuseppe could get KO'd early, but I think Giuseppe's the cleaner fighter, more conservative fighter. I think he's not gonna have too much issues with the grappling. I don't think he has decent takedown defense. Obviously, he hasn't faced really anybody of note, but I like that he trains at Aurora. Aurora is a decent gym. You know, you never know what to expect with Mr. Giuseppe Mastro Giacomo because he hasn't really shown us much yet. But he has shown me in his last fight that he is talented and he should beat this Saeed Hossein Musavi guy who has fought absolutely no one. Has a questionable record to say the least, and I just can't trust him. So obviously he's dangerous early, but other than that, I'm gonna go with Mastro. And it's not like a confident prediction. It's just I think he's gonna win. Moving on, we have Fran Breen versus David Scarano. Scarano, oh jeez, he's not bad. He's not good. He's just serviceable. Uh, if you look at his record, Connor Wilson lost to him. No shame there. Lana Kavanaugh, no shame there. Um, he's beat pretty bad guys, but he's mid. Like I said, he's not terrible. He's not off. He's not great. He's just there. And if Fran Breen can't, beat him up like he's supposed to, then I think Fran Breen. This is a big layup for Fran Breen. If I'm actually being honest, I'm gonna go with yeah, Fran Breen. After further review, this is kind of like a one-sided fight. Fran Breen showed a lot of skill in his last fight, breaking down his opponent. I think this guy has the ability to do. Oh God, is that Christian? Yeah, let's see if this is the same one. 3-3. Yeah, it is. Oh jeez. Ah, see, I don't know what to think now. But he has to win over Lewis McGrillen. See, this is why. I honestly, I gotta, I gotta go with the guy they're feeding, Fran Breen. I gotta go with Fran Breen. But it's one of those fights where it's like I could see some close decision. Screw it. I don't even want to bother betting this one, but definitely gonna lean Mr. Fran Breen here. Yeah. Moving on, we have Marius Lajewski versus Manuel del Valle. Val. Manuel del Val, decisionator. Not much else I could say. He's experienced IMMAF, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. He's a very experienced, but he wins all of his ones by decision. Um, he's one fight this year. He's looking to have looking to get his name out there against a guy who's coming off a big win, a lot of hype. Um, he KO'd Mr. Unwardy pretty viciously, but he was having some issues with his grappling. Just to be honest, but he has decent wins, a lot of finishes on the feet. I like his confidence. I'm gonna go with him, but it's not like one like I'm screaming from the rooftops. He hasn't really done much yet to prove himself. This should be his one decent win, but I'm still gonna side with him. I just saw Oro with him rather than the other guy. I didn't. This is more of like he's more. I mean, if you're being honest, it could be a pick'ems, but I'm just gonna go with the guy that's riding the momentum and who they're looking to build. We'll see though. Moving on, we have Florian Doska versus Christian Tbit. When I first saw this fight, I was thinking Skip, and honestly, he might still be Skip. But if you look at Christian Tbit, he is not good. Like losses to Ian Pasquato, what's what, and Daniel Misson. How are you losing to them? He beat Fran Breen. Credit to him for that. But every bomb has beat somebody good, you know? Like it's like the Michael Johnson effect, you know? But Johnson's the only one that's good. Like yeah, this is a little different story. He beat Fran Breen. I'm not saying Fran Breen's great. He's talented. But that's a good win to have on your record. But you look at like his losses. Ian or however you say his name, Paswadi, is a terrible loss. But yeah, I'm going with the guy that should win this one, Mr. Florjan Doska. Um, yeah, this should be a pretty pretty easy win for him, I would say. I mean, he went the distance with Ada. Um, he's coming off a loss to Amir Al Malakpar. Uh, he's taking a year off, so that's another thing that worries me. But I think he's coming off coming with a lot of momentum. Both guys need a win. Um, I'm gonna go with Doska here. I just think Doska's gonna beat him up. Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't really see Tabit winning this one. I mean, he has if you look at his record long term, like he's an IMMAF fighter, and man, he has decent wins as you know, Gamzat Magomedov. Like, look at these guys he's fought. Um, yeah, I gotta go with Mr. Doska here, but would not be surprised to see some foolery with this fight. But I'm just gonna lean Doska. I just think Doska's the side. Definitely some foolery for the judging could happen. This is again where is it? This is in England, so home favors Tabit, but we'll see. I think Doska wins this one. Moving on, we have Connor Wilson versus Raz Bring. Connor Wilson's fighting at home, and he should win. Raz Bring is awful. Uh, if you look at his record, he is literally lost by KO to Michelle Martignoni, which is understandable. Martignoni's okay, and but then he's losing dominantly to Aaron Lafarge, like getting KO'd. Like honestly, like how old is this guy? He's 28. He's been fighting him a while. He's just not good. He's a bum. Connor Wilson should win, but it's not a bit one where you could bet it. It's just very volatile. Raspberry could make it somewhat close. It's just you don't want to touch these spots, even though Wilson should win. Yeah, I just don't see a world where Raspberry wins this one. I just think this is a levels fight. Even though Wilson's not much better, he's still better, and I'm gonna go with Connor Wilson here by decision. Moving on, we have Craig Rollins versus George Smith. George Smith, I don't even really care about this fight, to be honest. I don't know. Who knows with this fight? This is a big like whatever. Like I think Rollins wins, but I'm not confident. Like whatever. Whoever wins this one, kudos to him. I don't really care. Honestly, I don't even want to give a breakdown to this fight. Moving on, we're going Matthew Camilleri versus Mwale Sabatino. Sabatino, I don't understand why the lines are getting closer. I mean, Camilleri does have the grappling threat, but I don't think Sabatino's gonna. I think he has decent takedown defense, and maybe I'm just gonna look so stupid, and Camilleri's gonna wrestle fuck for 3 rounds. But I just think Sabatino is gonna be more accurate on the feet. I don't know, man. This is a weird one because Camilleri is fighting out of I think Team KHK or no Team AKA, and I thought Team KHK. Um, I don't like that. Like he won by rear naked choke against a 5-5 guy or 5-4 guy at the time. Like I think Sabatino is a bit better. Don't get me wrong, he's not great, and he has lost to I mean, look who he's fought, man. Like he beat Dimitri Gerlin, he fought Axel Sosa to a decision. Like I think he beats Camilleri. Honestly, I think this is a pretty easy spot, if you're asking me. But yeah, I'm gonna go Sabatino here. I lean him. These odds are definitely worth a shot playing. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna go Sabatino here by decision. Moving on, we have Leon Ion Davies versus Adam Shelly. So we got a submission artist versus a Taekwondo guy. I don't know. This isn't one where it's like I don't know. I think Adam Shelley has a value, but Leon Davies sub is always a threat. Sub or bust for Leon Davies, but I think Adam Shelley won't play that game. But there's a lot of his limb to be submitted. Like I don't know. I'm gonna go Davies just for the reason I just said. A lot of his limbs to be submitted. He could leg lock him, arm bar him. I gotta go with Leon Davies for that reason, but this is definitely a tricky fight to like say with confidence because it all depends on who game plans and what they do each. Moving on, we have Stefano Paterno versus Ali Salati. Santalati is a another fighter who's really experienced. If you look at his record, he's fought guys um like good guys for a long time. Kamal Magomedov. He lost to James Sheehan, Ismail Nerdeyev, George Aid. Like a lot of fighters. The thing with this though is I don't think he's going to have the grappling success he usually has. And not submitting Jamie Richardson is not a great look considering how bad Jamie Richardson is aging. Um, Stefano Paterno is a submission artist. I think he is experienced. Like his win in Octagon was beautiful. His last win in Cage Warriors was beautiful. He's got really decent wins here, and like I don't know, like Oli's. This is what's tricky. Like I think Paterno wins, but on the feet it's very close. So we'll see how this fight plays out. I'm gonna go Paterno, but definitely a fight that again all depends on how they come out in their game plans and what they decide to do. Moving on, we have Samuel Blasco versus Adam Cullen. Adam Cullen. Ugh, Adam Cullen. The every time I see him -700, I get PTSD. This guy is he is a fraud. He is not meant to be in big leagues. He is he has got some ability, obviously. That's why I think he crushes this can. But his cardio is a liability, and you know his striking's a liability. I just think the guy's he kind of apes his way through it on the feet and leaves himself through a lot of openings to get tagged. Obviously, this is a squash match, so I'm gonna go Adam Cullen. But if he loses this, he is honestly done. Like, I'm never betting on him again, no matter the price or who he's fighting. He could be fighting like a grandmother for all I care. Like he should win this fight, but we'll see what happens. Michael Pagnani versus Mason Jones. Now this one's funky because I think Mason Jones wins just off of strength of schedule. Yeah, but Pagnani, man, look at this guy. Look at the guy. Look at this guy's record. Beat James Power, Gian Roca, and I guess that's it. If you're really looking at his record, because like he hasn't fought anybody. And then if you look at his amateur, he hasn't fought anybody. He's shown skill. Don't get me wrong, but he has not fought anybody. Mason Jones, on the other hand, has the opposite. He's beat good guys and fought good guys. David Onama, he's beaten. Um, Mike Davis took to a decision. Same with Klein. Don't get me wrong. This guy is not going to be a champ. He's got the talent to beat this fighter. I gotta go with Mason Jones here. I think Mason Jones crushes Pagnani with his pace. I think he's just gonna be too much for him everywhere. And yeah, I gotta go with Mason Jones here. It's a pretty straightforward fight. They're looking to keep building Mason Jones' name, get him potentially back in the UFC, and this is a great fight to do so. Moving on, we have Dario Bellandi versus Roos. Who? If you look at this guy's record, I know I say that a lot now, but if you look at this guy's record, like, look at who he's fought. Like, you're telling me he's ready for Dario Bellandi? Dario Bellandi is a lot of things, but he is consistently decent. This guy, you know, has not beat good guys. Only lost, his losses aren't great. George Hardwick, Bassett, whatever. But there's a few of them. It's like, what? Okay. Um, this guy's, he's experienced. Definitely, he's got the experience for sure on his side. But I just think Dario Belandi is a tricky customer to deal with. I think he's gonna put on a pace, and he's gonna potentially win a decision or find a submission. I like his win. Naglas, the Kanesakis, Mick Stanton. I think those are decent wins. Obviously, there's this is a fight where it's like, Belandi should be only 2-1. I would not put him anything higher. So there is value on the other side, and I can understand why people would take it. But I'm just gonna my prediction is gonna be Belandi. If I could give you guys though my top 5 predictions for this card, number 1 probably be Axworthy. Number 2, Stringer, or no, Huzan. Number 3, Stringer. Number 4, Patri, and yeah, number 4, and then number 5, Dasa.
I think he looks better every.
Ooh, alrighty, guys. Like, subscribe, you know the drill, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.